everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Elle, and on this channel I talk about music and everything I learned in my life journey as a musician. Wondered why the conductor gets all the applause at the end of the orchestra concert when in reality they didn't make a single sound that contributed to the orchestra performance? Well, if you were curious about it, you're in luck because in this video I'm going to talk about what conductors actually do. But before we go on, make sure you click the subscribe button and like this video. Did you click them? Because I'm not gonna move on unless you click them. Well, first and most obvious, yes, we do wave our arms to the music in the concert, but before that happens, there's so much more process that's done behind the scene. First, we learn about the music as much as possible. That means learning the social, political, and historical context of the work and understanding the composer's musical voice and tendency. And then we study the music itself. And basically we check everything that's written in the music. We check the notes, the rhythm, the harmony, the structure, the dynamics, the bowing, the breathing, the phrase, anything unusual, anything exceptional, anything special, anything noteworthy. We just scan everything and try to observe every information possible in given time. And after we have a good understanding of music itself as well as the background knowledge of the music, we try to come up with our own interpretation, considering how this music can be related and experienced by our modern day audience. After that's done, we prep the rehearsal. In this stage, we predict what part of the music might cause some challenges for the orchestra to come together, or what part of the music needs some agreement among different parts of the orchestra, or if there's any new interpretation the conductor made that is a little different than how it's traditionally performed. So once we determine these possible trouble spots, then we carefully think about how we can express the correct sound through our conducting gestures, or how we can verbally articulate it clearly so that the rehearsal can be as effective as possible. And all this has to be done before the first day of work. And then we go to rehearsal. On a professional orchestra level, there are only 2 to 3 rehearsals for each performance. And each of the rehearsals is not even long enough to run through the repertoire of the concert. So the orchestra and conductor is working with very limited time. So the conductor directs the orchestra to the possible problem spots. And during the rehearsal process, the conductor is listening and thinking if the sound is what is desired and making a judgment if it's something that will fix on its own or if it's something that's worth stopping the music and rehearse all simultaneously in the head. So listening, evaluating, making judgment, and conducting all at the same time. It might seem quite easy and relaxing, but it requires a lot of physical and mental energy from the conductor. And only after all this process is done, then we get to go on the stage and just conduct the music and let it flow and get applaud at the end and be a happy conductor that you see. But this is only the musical part of conductor's job. Another component of a conductor's job is the involvement with PR and marketing. The conductor is the face of the organization. We do interviews with the news and newspapers and radios and magazines and podcasts, and we do photo shoots for the marketing materials. And nowadays we stay active on social media, updating everyone what our organization is up to. Also, we attend lunches and dinners and events and meetings. Speaking of all the meetings, the conductor is also involved with the finance of the organization. As a representing leader of the organization, the conductor is responsible to nurture and maintain good relationships with donors, sponsors, government officials, audiences, and anybody who work with the organization financially. So that involves a lot of lunches, dinners, meetings, so on. Also, I think a lot of conductors do feel responsible to attract new donors and audience to the orchestra. And the ticket sales is a conductor's agenda as well. The fourth component of conductor's job is HR. Whenever there is a conflict among orchestra musicians, conductor is partially responsible to resolve that problem because emotional conflict among musicians can greatly affect the music making itself. And if there's a conflict between the musicians and the administration, then the conductor, being the middle person, is also responsible to resolve the situation. Also, the conductor is expected to maintain a good networking in the musical world so that when the orchestra needs to search for new orchestra members or guest artist, collaborator, or solist, then the conductor should be able to recommend and connect to the sought after and trustworthy musician to work with. Also, the conductor is a crucial part of the executive team of the organization. So the conductor is partially responsible to establish and pursue the long-term vision of the organization, as well as to realize the short-term vision of the orchestra. That means the conductor is involved with programming, which is just a fancy word for selecting which pieces to play for the upcoming seasons and years, as well as coming up with different ways to expand and advancing the artistic value of the organization. And last but quite important, the conductor is the artistic leader of the community. We advocate art and culture and the education of them in our community. And we get involved with community members and community events to find ways to make this art form more relatable and available to diverse members of the community. And we do our best to serve music education in school system, working closely with the school teachers through the outreach programs, educational programs, family programs, and teacher training programs. We also represent and advocate for art and culture in the local government, working closely with other cultural organizations such as museums, theaters, opera houses, as well as other non-profit organizations. And in so many more ways through our lives itself, we try our best to keep the beauty of humanity alive. So these are all the things that conductors do, and next time when you attend a concert, hopefully soon, and when you applaud for the orchestra and the conductor, out of all the people, please be the one who applaud for all the hard work that the conductor has done before he or she gets on the stage. I hope you found this video helpful and enjoyable. If you did, please don't forget to click the subscribe and like button. It really means a lot to me. And I'll see you in the next video.